Hi there, welcome to another video. So today, a bit of a strange one really. So I'm doing an unboxing of a 13-year-old game. So Arkham Horror 2nd edition. I managed to pick this up recently for a really terrific price, otherwise I probably wouldn't have bothered. But with the 3rd edition coming out in maybe a month's time, so I think October 2018 it's due out, I thought it would be really interesting to look back at this real classic. Now what I've got here is, you might be able to tell from kind of the box, there's some really serious wear and tear, and I had bought this really just to kind of have what I perceive as a bit of a classic game. So I'll give you a little bit of background on my history of Arkham Horror. So I have not been playing board games for a very long time at all, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the hobby of playing and various other things. And the whole reason that I got started was I was in London and I was walking past a shop that many Londoners may know called Orc's Nest. Now Orc's Nest, you sell a lot of war games and that kind of thing, but it's predominantly board game activity now. And this was the box I saw in the shop window, and I thought it looked really terrific. I thought it was amazing, and I just had to find out more. And I haven't really looked back since in terms of kind of playing games and going to game nights and that kind of stuff. And so this has been kind of a bit of a grail game for me for quite some time. But knowing how old it was, I wasn't prepared to pay the kind of normal prices for it, for which in the UK, I think generally to buy new, you're looking at about 45 quid. So I bought this for a game group on Facebook, and I couldn't believe when I received it that it was completely, other than the outside box which may be a bit knackered, it's completely sealed, completely new and sealed. So I thought I'd do an unboxing. So standard rulebook. Again, I thought it'd be interesting to look at this, seeing such an old game, see how things may differ to very modern games. Now, it came out in 2005. I don't think that a massive amount has changed since then, but I do know that the industry has moved on. It's a lot more popular than it was 13 years ago. So, rulebook. Fantasy Flight games always generally have good rulebooks, in my opinion. And this is probably no different. It's got lots of pictorial descriptions of how things are worked out. Flavour text is almost non-existent. It's very little indeed. So we've got Welcome to Arkham. Gives the background of the game in 3 short paragraphs. Objects of the game, overview of the components, list of ancient ones, their cards and sheets. So again, I've never played this game, so all of this is completely new to me. Kind of general setup. But yeah, the rulebook looks very good. So most modern games, especially Fantasy Flight games, if this was released now, you get 2. You'd get a rule book and like a rules reference book, or learn to play book. But this is all in the one here. But yep, it looks good. I shall enjoy going through that. So what have we got next? Lots and lots of 1, 2, 3, 4 boards of tokens. I'll tell you what, I'll have a look at the game board first before we move on. Let's have a look, see what we've got. It's the bit that takes the most time usually for me, getting the cellophane off. So I will be unboxing and reviewing the 3rd edition when it arrives. in Q3 2018. Right, okay. So this looks like it's going to be quite a big board. Now I know that this, the first printing of the 3rd edition that came out, all this background, the houses and kind of that of Arkham, the background was much darker on the first printing. So I know this isn't the first printing of the 2nd edition. Right, let's have a look at this board. It is a bit of a beast. Okay, right. There we go. Is our very impressive board there. So, got the different areas within the town of Arkham. We've got a terror track, which anyone who's played, obviously this, but Eldritch Horror, Elder Sign and that kind of thing, they'll know what that's all about. City limits. And along the edge here, you can't quite see it there, but they've got other worlds. Another dimension, Abyss, City of the Great Race, and another 6 or 7 others. The board quality itself feels very good, very robust. It's got a nice feel to it as well. So yeah, that looks very, very good. Let's get this out of the way. Right, let's have a look at some tokens. So I am aware from certain reviews that this is somewhat, I think the most common word that's come up is a bit convoluted when compared to Eldritch Horror, which is much more streamlined apparently, but I've been really looking forward to seeing this. Okay, so these are gate tokens. So those relate specifically to the gates that are on the board. We have, these are all different enemies, monsters and stuff. So we've got witches, Dole, whatever that is, vampire, high priest, maniac. These all look good. Ghouls and zombies. Here we've got our investigators. So that's good. Yeah, that's Jenny Barnes. Is it Ashcan Pete? And a few others. So those all look good. Let's test the punch-in. Excellent. No problem with that. That's good. So, Sanity Tokens. I'm assuming they are. Whatever these little tokens are with eyes on them. Health tokens. A few barricaded doors they look like. Numbers, which look like they might be for the terror track. Clue tokens. But yeah, all looks good. That is the Elder Sign that's on these tokens here. Oh, that's the other side of the eye one, so I don't know what those are for. All looks good. So what else we got? More clue tokens. Cash tokens, 1s, 5s and 10s. Another gate, some more sanity, a few more investigators. A scary looking face there. And whatever that is, maybe that's the first player token or something like that. Okay. So the third one, there's nothing new here in terms of, hang on a minute, a token there, whatever that is. These are all the same in terms of what you get, except we've got different investigators and different monsters. Dark Young, Warlock, Ghosts, Chthonian, Night Gaunt. But yep, very good. Last one. Oh, again more monsters. Nothing new on here. 2 more of those ones. But yep, all looks very good. Okay. So what will we look at next? We've got some cards, we've got a baggie. Let's have a look at the baggie. So very basic, got some dice, some stands for the standees, which everyone will know of. So these look like investigator cards and probably cards for the old ones, the great old ones, whatever you want to call them. So the great old ones, for anyone who doesn't know anything about H.P. Lovecraft mythos, are interdimensional beings of generally huge, massive stature that rule the universe and generally like to screw with mankind. Okay, so investigators first: Michael Glenn, Vincent Lee, Daryl Simmons, Dexter Drake, Sister Mary, Jenny Barnes, Kate Winthrop, Gloria Goldberg, Bob Jenkins, Monterey Jack, Mandy Thompson, Amanda Sharp, Carolyn Fern, Harvey Waters, I like him, Joe Diamond, Ashcan Pete. I think that was 14. I think we got 14 there. Great old ones. Now I've pronounced the names of all the investigators, you can either laugh at me trying to say the names of the great old ones. Cthulhu, Hastur, the King in Yellow, Azathoth, Shub-Niggurath, Ithaka, maybe, Nyarlathotep, okay, that'll do for me, Yog-Sothoth, and Yig. So again, anyone who plays Elder Sign, Eldritch Horror, that kind of stuff, you'll know who most of these guys are. So that's great. Those all look good. They're on good quality card, and I like them. They're good. Oh, good. Here we go. So for the great old ones, it only tells you kind of a bit of flavor text about who their worshippers are, and how the game kind of affects, how their kind of inclusion in the game affects the gameplay. But there's no flavor text for them. But there is flavor text for our investigators. So Ashcan Pete, the story so far. I'm not going to read through all this, but I like this flavor text stuff. It's good. It's good to kind of have a bit of background on the investigators you're playing. Okay, 3 sets of cards. Now I'll go through them without knowing what they are. Okay, so that relates to 3 of the tokens that I saw on the punch board. So we can get this out. Okay, so those types of cards, we got a substantial deck of those. These cards, which have the same artwork as we see on the back of the great old ones, we get a very significant, a lot of those, a hell of a lot of those. So these appear to be clue cards. Maybe. Okay, so there's some requirements on these as well. Okay, so those look very good as well. Okay, so next deck. Okay, what have we got here? I know there are multiple decks for this game, so I do expect to be going through these for a while. Okay, so we got a small deck of that type of card, and you get 3 outcomes on each. So these might be Mythos cards, Arkham Asylum, Bank of Arkham, Independence Square. Okay, so these are outcome cards. So obviously you perform an action and it comes up. I'll read one of them. The Bank of Arkham. This is a stick up. See, nobody move. 3 men armed with Tommy guns rob the bank while you're standing in line. Make a combat -1 check. If you pass, you drive them off. Nothing happens. If you fail, lose all of your money. So yeah, so those are reactions to things that are going to come up in the game. Next deck of cards, these are all going to be roughly the same. Similar kind of thing. It's got locations and it's got outcomes. So these will all be to do with different areas on the board. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be the same. Only thing is, I've just found more of these cards, but I'm not going to mix them just in case I'm jumping too far ahead on something. So I'll keep those back with those cards that I had before. Okay, next, finally, these are the last set of cards. So these are those Diddy little cards that the Fantasy Flight like to do. Okay, a lot of cards in this. So, those are marked with police station. Ah, right, okay. So these appear to be item cards. So you've got police station, deputy's revolver, deputy of Arkham, so you can have someone with you, and the patrol wagon. Obviously I'm not going to go through all these. This obviously relates to another location. Silver Twilight Lodge membership, a few of those. In fact, these all appear to be for that colour. Retainer, curse cards, more location cards. These have got elder signs on them. Yeah, most of these appear to be item cards. Bank loan, bank loan. So that's a negative effect, I believe. So you gain $10 when you take this card. But it may have a negative effect later on because you'll be worried about your debt. It's got scrolls on it. Stealth, so that's an ability card. These have got a book on them. Voice of Wrath, so those might be some spells. Map of Arkham. Cigarette case, so those are obviously Ancient Tome, so those are obviously more item cards. So it all comes in a nice insert. Make sure there's nothing else floating around in there. No, nothing. All comes in a nice insert, although I will say it's probably going to be inadequate for storing the game because there's so many decks and that kind of stuff, so I have to get some little baggies to sort things out. There are a lot of tokens which would usually just be strewn out in there, so I don't want to organise it like that either. But this definitely has a thumbs up for me. I think it looks great. I'm really looking forward to playing it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and if you want me to do a review for Arkham Horror 2nd edition, let me know. But other than that, I shall be back to you soon with the 3rd edition and lots of other stuff. Thanks very much. See you later.